So this past Sunday, Jameis Winston had his first start as a Saint, and in one word, it was encouraging. I think we're on the verge of watching Jameis Winston have a bounce back year, kind of like Ryan Tannehill had in 2019, but a little bit better. But before we get into the video, I want to talk to y'all about the like goal. And we did it. We only got 11 likes and the goal was 15. So this time we're gonna try again. We'll try to hit 15 likes again for this video. And also remember to subscribe, keep sharing it out with your folks. And this time I want you to comment down below who you think is gonna be the NFL MVP this year. So Jameis Winston has always been particularly looked at as a talented quarterback. Back in high school, coming from Mississippi, then Florida State, and even to the Buccaneers, he was always viewed as a guy who has the talent to be number one. While at Florida State, he won a national championship, the Heisman, and to top all of that off, he helped lead Florida State to a 29-game win streak, which is one of the longest in college football history, as well as being the #1 overall pick in 2015 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we know he has the talent to play at that high level, but so many times we've seen these top recruits, these Heisman winners, not live up. Look at Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota is currently a backup for the Raiders right now. Heisman, you see? So with that being said, I'm gonna break it down to you why I think Jameis Winston won't be one of those guys. So as I said before, Jameis Winston was the #1 pick in 2015, and his rookie season was actually pretty good. He hit the ground running. He had 4,000 yards as well as 22 touchdowns, earning him a Pro Bowl spot. And pretty much since then, his numbers have been fairly consistent while taking a dip in 2017, 2018, of course, as we see here. This dip during the 2017-2018 season could be largely due to coaching as well as their offensive line not being where it needed to be. For a while, the Buccaneers' offensive line was seen as a laughingstock in the league. Anybody was just going out there, dogging Jameis Winston whenever he got a chance. He was sacked multiple times each game. In the 2019 season, which was Jameis Winston's 5th year, he threw for 5,000 yards, becoming just the 8th quarterback to ever throw for 5,000 yards. Drew Brees did it 5 times. Like I said, Winston was just the 8th quarterback to ever throw for 5,000 yards, but on the other hand, he was also the first quarterback to ever have 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in the same year. This has always been Winston's problem when you look at him. All of the interceptions, the mistakes, and the mistimed throws that he has. Personally, I feel like this is due in large part to, like I said, the offensive line and coaching. They didn't put the pieces around him to protect their talented quarterback, their franchise guy, and we saw what happened. From 2015 to 2018, the Bucs head coaches were Dirk Koetter and Lovie Smith, who, when you look back at their track record while being with Tampa Bay, clearly shown that they weren't winning. That 2019 season, remember where he threw to 5,000 yards, that's when they brought back Bruce Arians as well as offensive coordinator Brian Leftwich. And you can even see, although they only went 7-9 and missed the playoffs, you can even see then how much their offense was opening it up, and not even just their offense, their team in general was looking better. And then of course, after that 2019 season, the Bucs went ahead and moved on from Jameis Winston. They didn't re-sign him. Then they signed Tom Brady, and we know what happened that 2020 season. This past year, they won the Super Bowl. Jameis Winston, he didn't have too many minutes during this past 2020 season because it was Drew Brees' farewell season. But what we saw from the opener, like I said, very encouraging. In this year's season opener, Jameis Winston went 14-20 on passes while collecting 143 passing yards with 5 touchdowns, tying his career high, as well as this 55-yard bomb to Deontay Harris. So as we can see right now, when Jameis Winston has that time and that protection to show off his arm talent, and he can show his big things. That year that he threw for 5,000 yards, 2019, he was also sacked 47 times. He's the only quarterback to ever throw for 5,000 and be sacked for so many. One thing a lot of people tend to forget was during those first 5 seasons while Jameis Winston was in Tampa Bay, he threw for the second most yards in history of a QB's first 5 seasons, only behind Peyton Manning. So with all this being said, I do believe now that he has Sean Payton as well as having a real competent offensive line, we will see Jameis Winston do some pretty big things like we saw him do in the past, and he may very well return to his Pro Bowl status. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking. Remember, we're trying to get to 15 likes again, as well as subscribing to the channel and sharing out and continue to share it out with your people. Also, don't forget, go ahead and comment down below who you think is going to win the NFL MVP this season.